Good day, good day. Now, I'm sorry I missed last week's video blog. It's been a bit crazy the last few weeks. So I'm going to update you as to what I've been up to. A few weeks ago, there was a track cycling event on down here, and some of the paracyclists were coming down, and Dale, the lady who organised the paracycling camp that I went on, contacted me and asked me if I wanted to go for a ride out with them. Now, I didn't really know too much about these people, but I thought, heck, why not? I had the bike, so I can use a battery if they go too fast. So, without giving it too much thought, I said, yes, all right then. I'd love to grab the opportunity to cycle with some other people. I decided that they were starting from their hotel in town, and I decided that I would ride down to them and then go out on the ride and then ride back. Now, I didn't give it too much thought when I said this, but what this meant effectively was I was going to be riding with some people, which is I haven't done that too often. To get to where I was going, I would have to turn right and go around a roundabout. And I've been just going around left turn blocks and avoiding junctions and things. So to get to the start point, I have to go round a roundabout, turning right, and go through 3 sets of traffic lights where I'm likely to have to stop at least one of them. And I didn't think about this until I was heading towards the roundabout going, oh my God, oh my God. So that very quickly tested my ability to stop and start. Now, I'm still okay at stopping, but I'm pretty slow at starting because of the lack of power in my left leg. I'm hoping it will get better with time. But I got there all in one piece, and this is what the ride was like. Awesome opportunity to ride out with some other people. Now, none of them were amputees. They all have different types of disability. And then I decided that I would go down to the track and watch a few of the races.
the two riders try and keep the tandem under control. It's a big effort to be able to do, particularly on those bends.
I have a friend who I've stayed in contact with since my hospital visit, who is also possibly going to lose his leg, possibly both legs. And he was in hospital having found out that the bypass that they did on him had failed. His journey started in a different place, but all the steps to try and save his leg have been exactly the same. And it's been quite tricky for me to be in the supportive role because it just triggers everything that happened to me before. So his bypass has failed and he's in hospital because they're trying to put a stent in, and that also failed. Now, this is my journey. And after that, it was chop your leg off. But because we are at Christmas time, they have put that off because they don't want to, obviously, do an amputation with the complex issues that might follow when there's only skeleton staff on over the holiday period. So he was sent home. But I went up to visit him, and he was in the same room I was in the day I found out I would lose my leg. The same room on the same ward. And that was tough. I really, really don't know how to describe it. It was like I was sitting right back there in that place, reliving all of the stuff that happened on the run up to losing my leg. And I found that really, really tough to deal with. It sort of hit me the next day after I left, and it took me a few days to get over that. It was pretty tough, and that's the roller coaster that is PTSD. And I expected it to be pretty tough, but yeah, it was hard. And I just wish that those assholes had not done this to me, and that I didn't have this to deal with. But I do. And I just have to go on managing the symptoms as best I can when something flares up, and that's what I'm doing. After 6 months of my leg being totally just fine, I have had to do some last minute races up to Dunedin because in the last week or so my leg decided to shrink by 3 sock sizes, and they shut next week for a month for the Christmas holidays. So I was going to be left legless again. So I've had to go up to Dunedin and get a check socket made, which is a temporary socket made of plastic. It's not that comfortable, actually. It's got a lot less, it's more rigid than the other one that they use. They use fiberglass to make the normal socket, but it's better than not having a leg at all. So yeah, and I've lost my Union Jacks for a while. My socket is now red for a bit, but I'll get them back somewhere in mid-January. And at the end of January, we're hoping that the blade will arrive and that we can start doing the socket for that, and that'll be pretty exciting. I'm going to get the socket from them once they've dismantled everything and rebuilt my leg, because it's 1 year. It's the socket I had 1 year after the first one, and I've got the first one still, and it'd be really cool to see the difference in size. I bet you one of them fits inside the other one. So there we go. And then another thing I've done this last couple of weeks is applied for a New Zealand passport. Now I have got, it's up there above me there, my citizenship, and I've had it for a while now, but I've never bothered with the passport thing. And I've applied for it because I'm hoping in the next sort of 12 to 18 months or so, I'll be able to go and visit family in Europe again. It's been 7, 8 years since our last time I saw my dad. So yeah, it'd be nice if COVID would just behave itself for a minute so I could go. So I've now the holder of 2 passports. As a dual citizen, I can hold both. But what I can't do is travel on both. So when I book a flight, I have to say which citizen I am. Am I a British citizen or a New Zealand citizen? That's the passport I have to travel on. But it's pretty neat, and I can't even describe what it's like to receive a passport to say you are a citizen of a country you weren't born in. It's so weird, but it's really cool at the same time. So yes, so I'm now a fully fledged New Zealander as well as British. Wheelchair 5K. Now I do this every week for the not park run. Quite hilarious really, because the park runs stopped just as I was ready to start them, and I've done so many volunteer roles in park run, but I've never actually completed a park run officially. Only unofficially as a not park run. Anyway, the other week, I don't know what was going on that week. I set off at rocket speed, and it was not intentional. It didn't feel any different to normal, but I knocked 6 minutes off my wheelchair 5K PB. So now I'm down to 40 minutes. So, another 5 or 10 minutes, and that's a respectable running time if I had 2 legs. So that's pretty cool as well. Joel, my physio, he has been challenging me to the max. I nearly had a meltdown the other week when I went in. He has had me doing single leg deadlifts and single leg sit to stands on my left leg. So, yeah, I know I want to make this leg as good as the other one, but oh my God, when he told me to do those, I was just like, I can't. And I've spent all of my waking time in between trying to practice them. So yes, that's the problem with me. You give me a challenge and I can't do it, I'm going to trot off and work out how to. So that's what I'm currently doing with that. I want to finish with my last visit to the limb centre, and I was talking to Ryoji about what I'm actually doing at the moment, and I said, like swimming 3 to 4K at least once a week, walking 3 to 4K at least once a week, cycling 1 to 2 times a week, depends what the weather's doing, and I'm up to sort of about 30K cycling, and wheelchair 5K once a week. And then if I've got more time, I'll double up on some of those. And he looked at the stump and the skin on the stump and said he has no idea how I am doing all of the things that I'm doing, and there is no skin breakdown on the stump. Well, planning, some knowledge, and yeah. So what I do is I don't do lots of leg things all back to back. So yesterday I did wheelchair, which is arms. So then I will walk or bike the next day. Likewise with walking and swimming. So walking and swimming can go back to back. It's the things that are using upper body and lower body, and I try to mix them up so that I'm not overloading the system. I also, if it's one of the 3 days a week that I'm working, I will not do something that's lots and lots of legs based, because I'll be standing up that day. So I try to make the swimming on those days. So it's a little bit of a jigsaw puzzle, but that's how I'm managing it. And yeah, I just thought it was kind of logic, really. I didn't think I was doing anything particularly out of the ordinary. So now I'm working on bike cadence. I'm trying to get the speed at which my legs turn over to increase, because that's a training adaptation that I worked on whilst I was training prior. And according to one of the paracycling coaches, when you detrain, it sort of goes away. So I was finding the high cadence really hard work, and it's actually better for me power-wise through the left leg if I can do it. So that's what I'm working on, fast cadence rather than big grindy gears. And also walk speed. This last week I decided to try walking quicker. So I'm opening up the stride a little, still using the crutches, and I do have to sit down probably for a bit longer, but if I can get the leg tolerating a faster speed, then hopefully it's like the other thing. Maybe I can go further. Maybe I can shorten the wrists, or, I don't know. The things that you have to break it down into, the steps are just like titchy tiny, just in order to be able to perhaps run when they give me this running blade. So, yeah, I have been really busy. So that has been my week. I hope you're having a great week. Last week running up to Christmas, so everybody's going a bit crazy here. I'm not, because, well, Christmas is a bit weird in the Southern Hemisphere when it's in the middle of summer. Anyway, I am going to go and do some shopping and then get on my bike, although it's blowing a hoolie today, so I think I might ride that one over there. Have a great day.